Hey there folks, the purpose of this video is to give you an orientation to MyLabsPlus. So here we are in My Courses. If you watched the first video, you know what all of these buttons do, and you know that this button will open up MyLabsPlus in a new window. So let's go ahead and click it. And here we are at the login screen for MyLabsPlus. Now, the login is not the same as it is for My Courses. Your username is your first name underscore last name, and if you have 2 digits at the end of your last name in your email address, then you should also put those 2 digits after the last name in your username for MyLabsPlus. If you don't have the 2 digits at the end of your last name in your login for Gmail, then you should not put the 2 digits after your last name in MyLabsPlus. The password is your date of birth and month, day, last 2 digits of the year only format. A total of 6 characters. I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now, you won't see all of these. You'll just see the one that you're enrolled in. I'll go ahead and choose, say, DMA 30. It takes a while to load sometimes. So here we are at the course home. The first thing you'll want to do is run a browser check to make sure that your browser is capable of running MyLabsPlus. And then you should watch how to enter answers to learn how to enter your answers in MyLabsPlus. Once you do that, once you've seen how to enter the answers, go to Modules and then click Module. Well, for DMA 30 it'll say Module 3, for DMA 60 it'll say Module 6, and so on. Click there and it will show all of the reading, math skills, study skills connections that are also part of the course. So if you want to read up on remembering what you've learned, you would click that one and you would read the article and maybe watch a little video on it and watch these things, and then you can complete the homework on that material. Also, click here to go back to the main menu. If you click the assignments button on the make sure you click view all on one page so you can see all of them. On the left hand side we have the due dates for each assignment. These all say past due because it's a semester that just ended. But it's here where all the homework is. Now right now it's showing everything. The ones that are marked with an H are homeworks. The ones that are marked with a Q, that's the midterm quiz. And at the bottom here we have a T, that's for the exit exam, that's a test. If you just want to see the homework, then click homework, and it only shows you the homework assignments. If you only want to see the quizzes and tests, click that one, and it shows you the quizzes and the tests. I'm going to go back to show all. The very first assignment is the COA assignment verification. When you took that first day assignment in My Courses, you should have gotten a 4-digit passcode. So if we click on this, well, it won't let me. Let's see, how can I get around that? There, I fixed it. I changed all the due dates to December 9th. So if I click the first assignment, COA assignment verification, it takes me to this page, and you have to scroll down a bit before you see the question. There's only one question in this. So I click on question 1, and notice that it's asking me for that 4-digit password so that we can get to the rest of the assignments. Until you put that in, you can't do the assignments in MyLabsPlus. Of course, I'm not going to type in the correct password for obvious reasons, but you would type in the 4-digit passcode that you were given in the feedback section from that COA first day assignment that you did in my courses, and then come down here and check answer. It's going to say that this is wrong, but if you did it right, it'll say that it's correct. Okay? So after you've gotten it correct, it will let you do the rest of them. So once you've answered it correctly, and I have now, a green check mark will appear indicating that I got it right. I click OK, and it takes me back to the assignments. Notice now that under the first assignment we have a score. Click See Score to see what you made. And then we go on to the next one. And remember, we read up on how to remember what you have learned in the modules button. So we would go in there and answer all of those questions. The next assignment, although it has a due date, does not have to be done. It's optional. The ones that are marked optional, you can do them, and they certainly won't hurt you a bit to do them, or you can skip them and come back to them later if you want to, or never do them at all. Let's start with this one, Module 3, Section 1. So I click on that link, and you see there are 30 questions in this assignment. I'll go to question number 1, and it wants me to find the fractional notation for this ratio of 6 to 3. Well, the fractional notation is 2. Well, 6 to 3. It says you have to read the directions. Type a fraction and do not simplify. You see, I didn't read those directions, and so I said it was 2. Well, it's not. It's 6 to 3. So I'll type in 6 over 3, and I'll check my answer. And good, I got it right. So I click OK, and I go to number 2. You don't have to save every time. All you have to do is click on the next problem up here. And now it wants me to type in the ratio of 748 to 423 as a fraction, unsimplified again. I don't think I showed you this template of buttons, but if you watched the video on how to enter your answers, you would have seen it. 748 and 423. I'm going to get this one wrong on purpose. 465. And I'll check my answer, and it'll tell me that I'm wrong, and give me a short hint down here. So I'm convinced though that this is right, so I'll check my answer again, and it tells me it's wrong again. And I say, no, it's right. And now, just to be stubborn about it, and I'll click Final Check. It lets you get it wrong 3 times before it shows you the correct answer. Now, notice that there's a red X here, indicating that I got this one wrong. If we click Similar Exercise, it gives us a problem just like the one that we got wrong. And if we get this one right, that red X will change to a green check mark. You have an unlimited number of attempts to answer these homework questions. There's no reason at all that you should have anything less than a 100% on your homework score. So let's go ahead and put that in. Check the answer, and as soon as I click Done, notice that this red X will change to a green check mark. Oh, I didn't check my answer. What? I got it wrong. Oops. my fingers typed in the wrong number down here. That should be a 275, shouldn't it? Final check. And the red X has changed to a green check mark. If you have troubles, you can click the Help Me Solve This button, and it will show you that particular problem, how to do it. Just run through the steps. And when you're satisfied you know how to do it, click Close. Or view an example. And the same sort of thing, you click the Continue button as you work through, and it shows you how to do it. Or you can read up on the material in the textbook by clicking Textbook. And here's the online ebook with a bunch of examples and exercises. So we'll close this. There's a built-in calculator. And there's this Ask My Instructor button. This is a very nice feature. If you click the Ask My Instructor button, it will send your instructor a link to the exact problem that you're having. And then the instructor would read and see the problem and then possibly type up a response. At least that's what I do. I type up a response in Microsoft Word and I send it back as an email attachment. And you can print these problems. The double arrow here, see, right now we're only seeing the first 10 of those problems. If you click the double arrow, it takes you to the next 10 problems. Okay, well, I'm going to close this. And let's look at other features of MyLabsPlus. Notice now we've got a score for that one. It's not a good score, but at least it's a score. The study plan is a nice feature that is not required, but it's a nice feature once you've done some homework problems. You can come in here and take little quizzes. Quiz me. They don't count for your grade. They're just to satisfy you that you know the material. Here we have a grade book. The grade book shows you your scores and your overall score. I clicked overall score and it shows me that I have not yet done a quiz nor a test, but that I do have a homework grade. We've already talked about this modules button. The multimedia library. Well, let's go to Tools for Success and see what's there. You can review stuff. There's help on graphing calculators and some activities that you can run through. The multimedia library is one of my favorite features of MyLabsPlus. You can choose a particular module. If you're in DMA 10, that would be the first one. If you're in DMA 70, that would be the 7th one, and so on. I'll choose DMA 70. And you can either choose all sections or just a particular section. I'll go to 7.3, multiplying and dividing rational expressions. And then under media type, you see we have animations, the online textbook, a video, not the videos that I made for COA, but the videos that come with the software, and PowerPoint presentations. You can select them all and click Find Now. And each one of these links would take you to those various things. There are animations for this section. There's a PowerPoint for this section. Of course, the online textbook exists for all of those sections. And there are multiple videos that come with the software on this particular section. the instructor tools, you won't see that. Pearson has tutoring services. I don't know if it costs money or not. I think it does. We have free tutoring in the Academic Support Center. If you need tutoring, ask your instructor to submit a tutor referral form, and you can take advantage of our free tutoring. Discussion forums don't exist here. I haven't set up any. There are some in my courses, if you'll recall from the first video that you watched. And I suppose that's all I have to say about MyLabsPlus. So good luck, and good luck with your courses.